Hello and welcome to the Osteoarthritis Action Alliance Lunch and Learn webinar for May 29th, 2024. Thank you for joining us. We are pleased to present our second of two Lunch and Learns in May in honor of Arthritis Awareness Month. Our presenter today is Rachel Nelligan. Rachel is a registered physiotherapist and the Sir Randal Heymanson Fellow within the Department of Physiotherapy at the University of Melbourne. Rachel has been a clinical physiotherapist since 2005 and a physiotherapy researcher since 2013. Her expertise lies in the conservative management of musculoskeletal conditions with a specific focus on osteoarthritis. Rachel is dedicated to developing and evaluating digital resources to empower people in effectively self-managing their health condition. The title of today's presentation is My Knee Exercise Program. Welcome, Rachel.
Thank you so much, and I feel very privileged to be here today to be able to present our program, the My Knee Exercise Program, which was developed at the University of Melbourne in Australia within the Centre for Health, Exercise and Sports Medicine, and we're a research team based in the physio department there. And today I'll be talking about what the program contains and also presenting the randomised control trial that evaluated the program and also some qualitative work that we've done associated with the program as well. And I will be providing my email at the end of the presentation, and I really look forward to any feedback or further comments anyone might have. So the My Knee Exercise Program is a free online 6-month self-directed exercise program, which is delivered via a website called My Knee Exercise. And the program was designed to help people with knee pain and knee osteoarthritis manage their symptoms at home. And since the program was released in April 2021, we've had over 30,000 users engaged with the program from across 123 countries globally, which is very exciting. Now, this is just a bit of a screenshot of part of the website homepage, and you'll see that the website contains a section called My Knee Education, My Knee Strength, My Knee Activity, which are the three key sources of information in the website. And then there's also an additional section called My Knee Tools. And this is a place where people can easily access resources used in the other three sections. So for example, exercise logbooks to download, physical activity templates to download. Now let's take a bit of a closer look of what these sections include. So the website you can see in more detail at mykneeexercise.org.au. But the My Knee Education section contains information about osteoarthritis and the importance of exercise and physical activity. And it looks to bust some of the common misconceptions that are out there about knee osteoarthritis related to its progression, prognosis, and also the effectiveness and use of exercise in the condition. This section also contains video interviews recorded with OA experts, so people with knee osteoarthritis, as well as osteoarthritis academics and physiotherapists. And it also contains links to other reputable sources of osteoarthritis information if people do want to find out more than what's provided in the website. So probably the key part of the My Knee Exercise website is the My Knee Strength section. And in this section is where the 24-week strengthening exercise regimen is located. And the exercise program is designed for people with knee osteoarthritis to improve lower limb strength. And we have included three 8-week programs, and it is recommended to do the programs in sequence, so program 1, program 2, and program 3. However, the programs are completely open access. So if an individual prefers the exercises in program 2 to program 1, that there's no restrictions on where someone starts. Each program contains 5 to 6 exercises, and as people work through to program 3, the exercises become more functional. And within the program, we do recommend that people do 10 reps of each exercise, 3 sets, and to do the exercises 3 times a week. And within the program, the exercises are presented using photos as well as descriptions of each of the steps of the exercise and videos so that people can watch them to learn the correct technique. And the website also contains information to help guide people about when to progress an exercise, when to make it harder, or perhaps when an exercise needs to be modified and made easier. And progressions are recommended using ankle weights or changes in body position. And with the exercise prescription, we are encouraging people to monitor their exertion during an exercise, and we are encouraging people to do exercises that feel hard or slightly challenging to help build strength gains. We do have information for people as well if they're experiencing discomfort or pain that is unreasonable with the exercise, to help them know what to do with their exercise program and how to regress or how to get additional information and advice. And the exercises that we've included in the My Knee Strength program are based on our previous research, where we have looked at physiotherapists delivering exercise. We looked at the exercises that physiotherapists typically do prescribe people with knee osteoarthritis, and that was the basis of how we selected the exercises for this program, to make sure that they were exercises that were doable but also safe. The next section of the My Knee Exercise website is My Knee Activity. And in this section, it contains general guidance to increase physical activity, including suggestions for how to increase physical activity, what physical activity is, how to increase step count, daily step count. We also have a physical activity plan and a physical activity logbook for download. We have information about activity pacing. We also include videos of osteoarthritis champions, so people with knee osteoarthritis that have managed to increase their physical activity and make that a daily habit. And they're discussing the challenges that they faced and what helped them. So another screenshot sort of lower down of the website. We'll see we've also got a how to start exercise video that people can watch. We have links to the scientific evidence behind the program. And we also have a section that suggests people download an exercise support app. And I'll talk a little bit more about what this app contains, but the app is designed to help people log their self-directed exercise and also help provide some motivation to continue to do the exercises. The My Knee Exercise Messages app, which can support the self-directed exercise program within the website, is available on the App Store and on Google as well, freely available. And the app when people set up the app, they're able to input how many days a week they'd like to do their exercises for. So in My Knee Exercise, people would be inputting 3 days per week. People will be inputting how long they'd like to do their exercise program for and how long they'd like to receive support from the app. So for the My Knee Exercise program, it's a 24-week exercise program, so people can input 24. And then people get prompts every week to ask them to input how many days per week they did their exercises. If people are finding it challenging to fit in their goal, that the amount of exercises they'd plan to do each week, they then get a message asking them what made it challenging that week and helping them identify what a potential exercise barrier could have been for them. And this is based on our previous research that helped us identify key barriers and facilitators to exercise for people with knee osteoarthritis. Based on the barrier that people choose, they then get a behaviour change technique suggestion to help them overcome that barrier. And the app also includes a graph where people can monitor how they're going with their weekly exercise as well. Now, this app was based on our 24-week automated text message program, which we designed to support exercise adherence in knee osteoarthritis. And I won't go into the design of that behaviour change text message program, but you can read more about it published in Jamia M&U Health. And we did design the text message program, which we then converted into the app. We designed all of the message content using the behaviour change wheel framework. So a very common behaviour change framework that's used to design interventions. to support health behaviour change. So please check out more information about the program there. But just in summary, the automated text message program, which within the My Exercise program now, these messages are delivered via notifications with the app. It provides regular messages to facilitate exercise based on our previous research. We identified these. For example, sending people messages regarding surgery and that surgery isn't inevitable, the benefits of exercise, for example. People also receive what we call the barrier messages. And this is where people are asked weekly, how many times did you manage to do your exercises in the past week? Then depending on how someone responds, if they were able to do their exercises, the amount that they had pre-specified, it'd be great, keep going, and sends an encouragement notification back. If people were not able to do the amount of exercise that they'd hoped, they then get another message through to say, it is tough doing the exercises and what made it hard for you this week. And as I mentioned before, then it prompts people to select what got in their way, what their barrier was, and then provides them with a suggestion to support overcoming that barrier in the future. So next I'll talk about the randomized control trial that evaluated the My Exercise program. And this was published in 2021. And during this evaluation, it was the My Exercise website supported by the automated text messages. And these text messages were delivered to people's phones as an SMS. And then based on our RCT and our qualitative work, we then decided to turn that program into the app that provides the messages as the notifications instead. So this RCT was a two-arm trial that evaluated the My Exercise program in people with knee osteoarthritis in Australia. And we were specifically evaluating the self-directed My exercises supported by the text messages to help encourage people to adhere to the program. And we compared this to a control website. And this was a bespoke website that we designed for this trial that provided OA information and general physical activity guidance similar to what was freely available at the time for people with osteoarthritis. So we were looking at comparing our free self-directed exercise program with support compared to what people would typically get if they searched, what exercise should I do if I have knee osteoarthritis? And we compared this on pain and function over a 24-week period. So in this randomized control trial, we required 206 eligible and consenting volunteers, and this gave us an 80% power to detect a change in our primary outcomes of pain and function. In the trial, we included people that met a clinical diagnosis of knee osteoarthritis, and this was based on the NICE criteria. We also included people that had pain on a numeric rating scale of 4 out of 10. People had to have home internet to be able to access the website, and people also had to have a phone with SMS function so that they could receive the text messages in the program if they were randomized to the experimental group. In the trial, we did exclude people that had had a total joint replacement in their painful knee, or people that were planning to have a joint replacement in the coming 6 months. People with rheumatoid arthritis were excluded from the study. People that had participated in a structured knee exercise program in the past 6 months were excluded, and also people that didn't pass a pre-exercise screen and then did not receive GP clearance to participate. So at baseline, the My exercise and control groups were similar in this study across age and gender. We did in the study recruit around 60% of people from metropolitan centres in Australia. So we had 40% of people from regional and remote areas. 50% of people in the study were tertiary educated, having completed greater than secondary school education. And people had around 8 years of symptom duration when they joined this study. So at the 24-week final time point for the study, between group improvements in pain and function did favour the MINE exercise group. So we saw a large within group reduction in knee pain in the MINE exercise group, as well as a reduction in disability as assessed by the physical function scale of the WOMAC questionnaire at 24 weeks. And when comparing this to our control intervention, which provided the more general physical activity and exercise guidance, we saw that these were significant improvements. The proportion reaching meaningful improvements also favoured the MINE exercise when compared to our control condition. So when we were looking at the MCID, so a meaningful clinical important difference in pain on the 0 to 10 numeric rating scale, a meaningful improvement has been identified as 1.8 units. And what we found was that, and for physical function, it's been found as greater than 6 units on the WOMAC physical function scale. And what we found that in the MINE exercise group, around 70% of people in that group were achieving these meaningful improvements in their pain and function, compared to only 40 in the control group. And when we looked at overall improvement on a global rating of change scale, we found that people in the MINE exercise group were twice as likely to report overall improvement in their knee condition compared to the control. We also recorded adverse events, which I haven't reported on a slide here, but adverse events were minimal. There was no serious adverse events, and they were similar across the groups, which was a positive finding as well for the self-directed program. We've also explored people's experiences using this fully directed program via qualitative inquiry, and we conducted telephone interviews with 16 participants from the randomized control trial who had used the MINE exercise program. And we asked them to share their experiences of using the program. And we thematically analysed the transcripts from this study. And of our 16 participants, we had an even split of sexes. So we had 50% female, 50% male. And we also had 56% from regional centres included in this qualitative study. So from the qualitative data, the interviews showed that people perceived the program to be easy to use, and this facilitated their uptake and continued adherence with the program. So people found the website was easy to use, and they also found the text messages easy to use and reply to. So this person here is saying, I'm not the smartest computer user in the world, but if I can do it, I reckon anybody can do it. Credibility and exercise simplicity also facilitated exercise participation and were perceived as very important, considering that the exercise program was fully self-directed with no health professional oversight. And people really valued that they perceived the information as credible, being delivered from a reputable organisation such as a university and from osteoarthritis researchers. People believed that the prescribed exercises were simple for them to do unsupervised. And many also reported that there was a freedom to adapt the exercises to suit their needs. And this freedom was typically expressed as sort of coming from, because the program was self-directed, people felt that they could pick and choose what fitted their lifestyle and didn't feel that they were locked into one particular program. And many people that we did interview did, some people did program 1, 2, and 3 in order, but some people did pick and mix and said, I really liked that exercise from program 1, so I kept doing that and mix that in with exercises from program 3. So people really did adapt the program to suit their needs and what they thought worked best for them. The text messages were provided support and accountability to the self-directed program, and these regular messages also provided a human presence behind the program, which appeared important to most people. So the messages were a good reminder and prompt to do the exercises, It kept people accountable. But we also did identify that for some people, the tone and automation could trigger negative emotions such as guilt and shame. And for some people, they talked about this in a positive light. So having the regular messages, it was like a devil on my shoulder, one person said. And, it made me do the exercises. I wouldn't have done it necessarily without it. Whereas some people felt a bit pressured by the message tone. So this information informed us rewriting some of the messages to make sure that we address that prior to releasing the program as the app. Participants reported a range of positive outcomes from using the program. They reported improvements in their knee symptoms, increased confidence to self-manage, and also a sense of encouraged active living. And this was based on them having less pain in their knee, but also from some of the educational content, almost giving them people permission to exercise and be physically active again. And finally, most thought that health professionals would be well placed to prescribe the program, seeing that it could be a good adjunct to physiotherapy or physician or general practitioner care. And people also did believe that the program should be subsidised or provided at a cheap out-of-pocket cost, given its self-directed nature, which is how we have provided the program. So the intervention is now freely available online. So the mykneeexercise.org.au program is available at that address. The program doesn't capture any user data. So it is a completely open access, no registration required program. And then the My Knee Exercise program, My Exercise Messages, supports the My Knee Exercise program if people would like to use it. And the app contains the updated messages based on qualitative inquiry. And the app also has enabled us to provide the text messages for free, whereas delivering them via mobile phone text message would have come at an ongoing cost. So the program is completely open access and freely available. And I've just popped up my email there in case anyone does have any questions for me. Please, I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Rachel. It's really great to hear all those details about my knee exercise program. And the Osteoarthritis Action Alliance was very pleased to be able to add this program to the current list of recognized arthritis-appropriate evidence-based interventions in our last review process. Rachel, I know you may not be familiar with all the other 22 programs on that list, but I wonder if you can say a little about why an individual might choose My Knee Exercise program. What would you say sets it apart?
Yeah, I think the key thing that sets the My Knee Exercise program apart is its self-directed nature, and that's why we set out to develop and design the program and also evaluate it to make sure that it was effective and safe. But people can log on to the My Knee Exercise program, have read the information, start some exercises, and they don't have to have the oversight of a health professional or a community group. So I think that is the big thing that sets the program apart. And if people are looking for that additional support, they can couple the program with the messages provided within the My Exercise Messages app. In saying that, if some people may also like to take the program to a health professional and use the program as an adjunct to the care that they're already receiving as well. So I think the program has a lot of flexibility, which is the novel part.
That's a good point, the flexibility of being able to do it on their own, or if they would feel more comfortable having a little bit of supervision from a health professional. Kind of along those lines, are there any standards or criteria for who might be a good fit to take this course, or are there any kind of screening questions before someone starts the program to let them know if they might be a good fit for it?
No, with the program, as I mentioned, we have made it freely available for everyone. We do provide information about exercise safety within the website. but the exercises have been designed to be suitable for most people with osteoarthritis. So I would, yeah, and we did do the randomized control trial, which showed that there weren't any major adverse events, which is a positive for safety. But of course, the website shouldn't replace the advice that your health professional provides you. So if you do have concerns about your balance, take note of the recommendations for balance safety on the website, or go see a health professional for additional support. So we don't ask any particular questions in the website. We really leave that up to the individual to decide what they would like to do.
But it sounds like you have a lot of built-in kind of features. I know you mentioned there are some progressions, and you kind of support people as they build up over the course of the program. And it's great that it's so accessible that it can meet the needs of a variety of different individuals.
And what we did find when we did the qualitative study of people that have used the program is that because of the open access nature of the program, if people didn't particularly like one exercise, they would prefer to do another. They were able to have that pick and mix approach to really suit their needs. But of course, every exercise does have information about how to support yourself, to monitor balance. It has progression and regression suggestions as well for people to note.
Well, you mentioned a lot of qualitative data that you have received along the way, kind of after it sounds like the program was out there. But I wonder if people with arthritis were involved in the development of the program before it became what it is today.
Yeah, we did. We with the text message program, I'll talk about first. We did have 12 people, which was made up of 7 osteoarthritis academics. We had 4 clinical physiotherapists, and we had 1 person with osteoarthritis participate in the development of that program and helping us identify the correct tone and tenor for the messages. And then the Mining Exercise website was based on previous research that we have done. As I mentioned earlier, looking at exercises delivered by a physiotherapist. And we were looking at the feedback that we had from people in those studies based on the exercises that they received, which helped us choose the exercises. We also did think aloud interviews on the website prototype, and this involved getting 3 people in with knee osteoarthritis to sit down and use the website while being recorded, and we were able to monitor their interactions with the website, what they did, and also see how they performed the exercises independently without any additional support or advice. And that helped us refine the website to make sure that people were interacting with the website in the way that we'd hoped, but also that people were able to follow the instructions and do the exercises safely as well.
So it sounds like a lot of obviously evidence as well as kind of thoughtful and intentional response to individuals' feedback, the feedback of the end users. That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
Rachel, we are thrilled to be able to add the My Knee exercise program to the list of currently recognized programs, and I just appreciate you sharing this information with us today. And I'll ask if you have any final words to share. Otherwise, we will close the presentation.
No, I think just to end on saying that I think that the self-directed program is a really great additional tool in the toolbox, and a great option for people with knee osteoarthritis to try. And for some people, doing it fully self-directed may be beneficial. Other people might prefer the program as an adjunct to health professionals. But I think it just provides another great option for people, and we really constantly working to improve the program as well based on feedback. So I do look forward to any feedback people may have.
That concludes our presentation today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have a moment, please answer a few poll questions, which I'll pop up here. And also just wanted to remind you that the next Lunch and Learn will be on June 12th, and that will feature Afton Hassett, whose talk is entitled Chronic Pain and Resilience, Harnessing the Power of Joy, Optimism, and Love. Hope you can join us, and a link to that registration is in the chat. We will be sending out links to upcoming registrations for our June and July presentation in the email that we send out later this week, along with the link to today's recording. Thank you so much for joining us.